Hey guys, today we're going to do something different on the channel. My good friend Larry Mitchell asked me if I wanted to come on stage and perform with him. Larry is an amazing guitar player. He's a Grammy-winning producer. He's played guitar with Tracy Chapman, Rick Ocasek, and not only is he talented, but he's just a great guy. So of course I want to do the performance. Larry tours internationally using only an Axe-Fx unit. And that got me thinking. A week earlier, I was at Tony McAlpine's show, and I was at a sound check when I noticed he was using Hughes & Kittner Grandmeister 40, mini 40-watt tube heads. Now, the other interesting point of that show was the two opening acts were either using Axe-Fx or Kemper. A question a lot of you have on this channel is about those processors, and I thought, hey, not only can we ask him questions about it, but we could do a documentary and see behind the scenes how it worked. And I wanted to share the highlights of that show with them, but also kind of go through some of the stuff Larry uses and how he uses it.
I'm using a Fractal Audio AX8. It's a modeler. It's one of my favorite modelers. It's a great time to use modelers right now, I think. And so the basis for my lead tone is a plexi with a boost and slamming the input of the amplifier like I would do in the real world, and then a stereo tape delay. So I start out the song with reverse delay, and I've always loved reverse delay. So it's just kind of like all the cool juiciness of that. And then I go into the main part of the song, which is and that has the extra wide delay, a dotted quarter note and a half note.
And all of this is the AX8 direct in the PA.
For the lead sound, I have a Eventide H9, and there's a spring reverb on that, and that's just to offload some of the CPU power.
The next song is Shadowhawk.
Okay.
Right? And what's the bass for that? What's the sound tones that you're using there?
Same thing, the plexi. It's a dotted eighth and a quarter out, but there's a tremolo on.
Okay.
So,
my rig, I thought I'd share with the bass players. It's pretty straightforward. For the entire rig, I used my Warwick custom bass and the Hughes and Kittner acoustic amp. So everything you're going to hear in the live show was this little acoustic amp. And the interesting part of the story was I was at GitCon. I needed a bass amp to do a demonstration, so they grabbed this acoustic amp and let me plug into it. I was so impressed. I told them, I said, I can't believe an acoustic amp sounds that great with a bass guitar through it. And they sent this one out to me, and I've used it in other videos. You'll see it in at least half a dozen videos where I've used it with acoustic guitar, but now you'll hear it as a bass amp. The drummer even made a comment how loud it was. I was very impressed. I want to thank the Hughes and Kittner people for letting me check it out and use it for the shows. Segue right now, because that using your tremolo arm lets me ask you about the guitar.
Sure.
So you're on it.
Okay. This is I've been using Nags guitars for about 4 years, or almost 5 years now, and this is my signature model, which is 2.5, 3 years old, I guess. It's based off a Severin model, which is Nags are made in Maryland, and I believe all the names of the models are based off of Native American rivers, which actually is perfect for me because I produce a lot of Native American music. And
well, you have a Grammy for producing it.
For producing a Native American record.
Yeah. Don't be shy. Be proud of that.
Oh, I am proud.
I would wear it like Flavor Flav. I would wear it like a necklace everywhere I went.
It's really heavy. They're really heavy. But it's Joe Nags used to run the PRS private stock program. I believe he created it. Don't quote me on that. And he used to make really high-end PRS guitars. This bridge thing, Joe likes the telly. He does like tellies. And this is what's holding the tremolo on. So instead of 6 pins or 2 pins holding the tremolo on right here, it's a plate. And he says it's for sustain. And I'm gonna agree with him. He would know, but I'm gonna, because I went back and forth between having a humbucker here or a single coil, and I gravitated towards the ones with the single coil here because of the sustain of the guitar.
Right.
Unplugged. And a maple neck's not roasted or anything, and it's got locking tuners. It's a three single coil pickups, except these are Damasio Area 67s.
Right.
And this is a Damasio Satch track, but the neck pickup from a Satch track set in the bridge.
Then you're using a neck pickup. Is that because it's slightly more output and you want it to be warmer that way?
No. I like dark sounds, and I'll brighten everything up later on. I've gotten a little brighter, and I actually have presets when I go jam with everybody else that are brighter than I normally would use, because I'd be dark on stage playing with a bunch of other guitar players where the traditional thing is a little bit brighter.
So the next song is Grace.
It starts with a lot of spacey stuff. And the Eventide is in here, as well as a multi-tap delay, a regular delay, chorus. There's so much stuff going on. That's also another reason why the Eventide is in there for a lot of other sounds as well, contributing to the massiveness. The core of the song is not. It's pretty simple. It's going to be that plexi, or it's going to be a Keith Urban Tweed model for the clean sound.
Right.
Into the song melody, actually, before I get to that, I do a thing with the delay. So it's a dotted eighth note. It's like The Edge from U2. Steve Stevens does it. Hillsong, if you're into like contemporary Christian.
Right. I'm seeing it more and more. Every time I see artists that are performing, this is what they have.
It's consistency. If you're happy with the sounds, then why not take it from venue to venue?
Right.
And not have to take the guesswork out of like, oh, what's it gonna sound like tonight? You know, now it's back to just the sound guy. You know, I mean, it's always up to the sound guy. The sound guy is, no matter if you have a Marshall half stack and a boogie and amps and stuff like that. If the sound guy is not happening, then that's not going to happen.
And a shout out right now, Nick at the Rhythm Room.
Oh, he rocked it.
Rocked it.
Yeah. Thank you, Nick.
Thank you, Nick. Well, you got to get going. You got a flight.
Okay.
So,
do you want to do anything on Unforgotten?
Oh no. He's got a few seconds.
307. 307.
Okay. So, okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, let's do it. So, last song is Unforgotten. That's obviously a very special song to you.
Yes, it's about remembered friends and family that have passed on, and it's basically, I'll tell you the quick story as I'm packing, as I'm walking out the door because I have a flight to catch. It's a C minor. It has a lot of verb on it, and I use the looper live, so I can loop that and play the melody on top of it. Anyway. When I switch a lead, it's back to the plexi, and it's back to I think it's the fast boost on this one.
All right, thanks, Larry.
Thank you very much. Thanks for playing bass with me. He rocked it. He rocked it. He rocked it.
Thank you.
Well, hopefully we'll do some more.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime you want me to mess up your songs, I'll join in.
Just messing up. Rocking it. Watch him with his cool bluesman look on. With the hat.
Bluesman look.
Yeah.
All right, guys. As always, I want to thank Larry for coming on, and I want to thank you guys for spending some time with us. And until next time, know your gear.
Know your gear.
That's all right.
Cool.
I would like to thank Larry not only for asking me to perform with him, but for taking time out of his schedule to do this video and show you guys his rig. Also, a big thank you to Larry for doing a clinic for the kids at the Alice Cooper Rock Solid Foundation. Thank you, Eric Tice from the Bridget Purdy Band for doing drums, and a big thank you to Dave Nesdahl for all the lessons and help you've given me. To learn more about Larry or check out his music, click the link down below in the description.